Right, upward right tonight. The old range riders right by your side tonight. So if you want to be a cowboy, you gotta ride and upward ride. You gotta tend your cattle the best you can. Hold your liquor like a man, so rise and upward rise. The old ranch riders stand by your side tonight. So if you want to be a cowboy, you gotta ride and upward ride.
We got up and worked from can't to can't. You know what can't to can't is? Can't see when you get up and can't see when you lay down.
How long was the day? I'd say from 3 o'clock to 9, 3 o'clock in the morning, 9 at night, for 50 cents a day. And the 9, people going, well, every time you turn around, they want a break. A break. Man, we didn't know what a break was. On time, we got something broke about our bone.
You eat breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning and then take a ride out there all day. And drink water whenever you had a chance to go around a windmill. If not, there was artesian wells that the water bubble up. You would try to get the fresh water and drink out of the same trough that the cows would drink out of. There was nothing to do that, you know. And we would ride all day, put tassel in our bag to eat lunch off of. Tassel, that's I guess you would call it beef jerky nowadays, but it was tassel that we would eat. Just take you a sandwich, and then you come back in the evening. That's when you ate your big meal.
We got to cook, and don't make you mad, because you do, you come in, you won't be no dinner cook. Everybody can't cook on a camp. You see, they use Dutch ovens and things like that, and open fires and racks and everything. They might take a quarter of a cash and build a rack, run a rod through it and build a fire under the meat. And every once in a while you turn it over, you see. You keep turning it over. That's your good eating.
Our main dish was pinto beans. Well, it wasn't pinto beans in those days, it was red beans. And it'd take you half a day to cook a red bean, but they'd put them on so early in the morning until, my Lord.
We used to run cattle from the Duke Ranch out to Greeter, and that was about 18 miles where we would drive cattle. You get up early in the morning, you drove cattle all day practically. You didn't get out there till maybe about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, driving maybe about 1,000 head of cattle to be shipped out. And I did that I don't know how many times.
Do everything I can to improve the cattle that I'm taking care of. And one guy told me, said, you show more interest in the cattle than the man who owns the cattle. Well, whenever I ride the pasture and come in the evening, he wouldn't say, how's my cattle getting along? He'd always say, Kay, how your cattle getting along? Say, that's what he said, Kay, how your cattle getting along? Yeah, that's the way it was, you see. You
practically knew every cow in the herd, you know, even though you haven't seen that cow in maybe a year, but you still knew what certain herds had different cattle, and then you just about know, so, well, you know, that old cow, she lived in the bottom there last year, now she's moved to the prairie. Now she's hanging around the lake, you know, because you knew exactly where certain cows would normally do their roaming at that time. We have what we call a pasture rider. He oversees everything, and he reports to the ranch what needs to be done, you see. If the cattle is getting pretty ticky, well, it's dipping time.
That dipping vat is a long chute made, I guess, about 5 feet wide, because you get some cattle in there that's pretty hefty. And it's deep right in. See, when you slide here, the cow can't turn around, and so you get that and hollering at them and all the confusion. They hit that water, and some of them trying to jump across it because they see that other cows, and they'll jump, and when they jump, down in the water they go. and that water gets all over them, and then they start swimming out. They had the ticks on them, or for lice, or whatever you wanted to get for that. That killed the tick. The ticks were these little old ticks. They had little specks on them, and those were fever ticks. What today's cowboy do, they got the electric pump, and they go out there, and they won't even have a gasoline pump like they used to have. They'll put electric lights all over that pen and get that and spray them. Well, what kind of a cowboy is that?
Now, up now, you can't hardly turn without you calling a veterinary. But in my day and time, it was experience that we had with cattle that carried us through whenever they're sick, what's happening to them, what's wrong with them, what to do for them, and everything like that.
Now, there's 3 phases of cowboys, if you want to know. We got the day's cowboy, we got yesterday's cowboy, and the day before yesterday's cowboy. Now, the day's cowboy, you know what he do? All right, he have a pickup with a trailer on it. He get up in the morning, not as early as we got up this morning, unless he had somewhere to go after that. And they brush their hair. That's the day's cowboy. Eat them some oatmeal and drank coffee. Those that like coffee, most of them like orange juice. Yeah. And so they drank that orange juice or whatnot. Then they get the horse, brush him off good, put him in the trailer, go on out. Cattle see him coming, the cattle all run to the trailer. That's the day's cowboy. Why? Because he's going to feed them.
Yeah, we just go out there with a bucket and get all the cattle into the pen. You don't even have to have a horse, you know. And when you're not working, we ride out there in a truck and feed them from the back of the truck. They come out and eat out of your hand.
But yesterday's cowboy, we get on our horses, and we may have to ride 2 or 3 miles or 4, and we didn't have no trailer. And we'd ride way around the cattle, and they'd be out of the brush out on the prairie. And so way about just begin to break day, the cows start standing up, and the little calves, they'll get up and they'll start nursing the little calves and things like that. And then we'll holler. And when we go to yelling, "Yah!" all the cows start running back to the brush, but we've already got there and ran them out, and that's in the open prairie now. And they take them out there and they're going to brand them or castrate them or whatnot. We get all the fires going, they go in there and rope 2 men, the others holding the herd, and the others on the ground. Dock them and pay them and turn them loose and run on off. And after you run off and things like that, then you come on in and through with that herd, go to another. That was yesterday's cowboy.
If you wasn't solid, you couldn't stay at that ranch. That's one thing for sure. There'd been a many one there. You look up and they're headed to the highway. Couldn't take it. You got to make up your mind to be one, I guess. Because if you ain't solid, you just can't stick. Yeah, you got to be solid.
Day before yesterday's cowboy now, that's when my grandfather was coming along. All right, now what they did the same thing we did, only they got the horses out there and they round up cows miles and miles and get those cows all up together. You have to have a good horse to run and catch for them. And they allow them to get running the horse, they step in a gopher hole and break a leg. They'd have to change the horse and get another horse or something like that. They always had the spares with them. And Grandpa and them, they'd work those cows, and at night, they didn't have no fence or corral or nothing to put them in. They had to watch them all night, round and around, and watch them. They'd sing and whatnot.
When a bunch of cattle stampeded, they say, sing to them. You say, ooh, doggies, Uncle Bud don't rob, Uncle Bud don't steal. Uncle Bud ride around in his automobile, those cows walk right behind you. Uncle Bud, great God. Uncle Bud got cotton, gonna sell it in the seed. Gonna buy Henrietta everything she need, Uncle Bud.
Sure, I got caught with stone Pete lots of times. I was riding a horse down there to Angelita. We called Papa. He was young. He hadn't been used broken. And there's a big water trough sitting in the pen. And we peeling them steers that weighing from about 9 to 1,000 pounds. And them bugs got in that gate and stompeded and come back and knocked that horse from under me. And I was between him and the trough. And some of them cattle going between me and the trough and him and knocked that horse down. They don't stop when they stompede. Man, that's dangerous. Man, they run over everything.
You have to be brave to make a good car hand. You know, you can't be straight. Now, lots of times we be running cattle through a chute. Cars go this way and the cages go this way. Then when they get through dividing the cages and things out, we had to throw those cages and brand them. See these thumbs? See how my thumbs is? See here? You put your thumb in their mouth. But you put your thumb in the mouth. They can't bite you. They come down on, but they can't bite you. You throw them, you know.
And if he's too big for one man to handle, when we get there, the other would catch him by the tail and hold him right tight to keep him from jumping on that fella. Then he said, "Order C." And down we go. Then we got him. That's teamwork.
We throw caves all day long, 4 or 5 hours. Throw them, be hot. I don't see how we done it. I don't see how we done it. But we did it. Getting 50 cents a day. 50 cents a day. Throw caves on. And the white people say, "Look at old Tony. He sure is a good brag on me. You know, look at look at so with the call. Look at him with all his good hands, you know, brag on us, you know." And we liked it that. We didn't. We thought we was somebody, which we were.
John Wayne wouldn't be nothing side of us. They just didn't take our picture. No, John Wayne and Tim Hope, the Rango Kid, and Gene Autry. Oh no, ain't nothing. We had horses do just what they do. So what? They just didn't put it in the paper. Yeah, they didn't put it in the paper. Oh, that ain't nothing but a show. There ain't nothing to it. Them boys couldn't stick with us. We'd make a monkey out of it. On the picture shows back there when Durango and Roy Rogers and Tim Hope, all them were playing, you never seen a black cowboy there. I don't know whether they just didn't work them or what, but there was always black cowboys.
Working together, white, black, Spanish, we work together. If anything happened to one, it happened to all.
If you saw me, you saw them. If you saw them, you saw me. That's the way we were. We were just like brothers.
And so that's where we got along. Everybody watched each other's kids. White, black, Spanish. Sometimes I didn't get home in 3 days, just playing. And wherever I went and got to one of those houses, that's where I stayed at night. Didn't make any difference who it was. And Mr. Franklin, and he just, "Hey, boy, you better come in here." I said, "Them coyotes go eat you up." I said, "Nah, I'm scared of them coyotes." They'd make me a pallet there, and that's where I slept. Next morning, and Miss Franklin, Mr. Joe Bina, wherever I stayed at, just stay. Well, then I'd go walking, going home. And that's where the folk got along. It didn't make any difference.
Like when we were on the ranch, everybody was knit close. Everybody was cousin. You know, when you saw somebody, you know, you touched and hugged, and that means a lot. You know, this untouchable people is what's ruining our kids today. You know, some kids are not getting the love that they should have gotten, and they're not getting the touch now that they actually need. You know, and it's not good for the whole nation.
Yeah, it's much different. The people, I say, can't say more civilized because they're all civilized, but people are more loving towards one another than people don't care nothing about you now. I don't know why, they just don't care. And you take now, there's lots of those guys that I come up with kids. They got up and got money, good car. I'm too little associated with them. They don't fool with me. See, we didn't have that when we was coming on. If you had a nickel, I had a nickel. So you split it up.
And everybody loved each other's family. And they take care of them. And you get a family that didn't have food or something like that, don't worry about it. They're going to get what they had in the garden or whatnot, and everybody was used to common food, and they'd bring it and share it. And when they got in the city, it was all different. I never will forget that day that we came to town, and they said, "You go dance, Mac?" I told them, "Yeah, I got 75 cents." And I rushed on up there. I want to get a ticket. And how much? Get down to say rallies. I gave him $1. He gave me a quarter back, and then I started that, and then he caught me and said, "I didn't say, wait," pull me back. See, usted es negro. You're not a Mexican, you're a nigger. I told him, "So, what?" And then I said, "I done paid my money, I'm going to day." No, and that we started big ruckus there.
Ranch work was something that you worked, you grew what you worked with, and you see it develop into something that meant something to you. You know, it wasn't nothing that went to waste. You didn't waste anything out on the ranch. You saved everything, and from the chickens on up to the cattle that you raised, your horses, you know, this was things that you cared for, and these things that you looked out for, and they became part of you. It was like a family.
Everybody out there was kin to me, run that ranch. Everybody out there was kin to me. And I guess that's what made me love Cowboy. Because when I first started working, they say, "Well, he wants you in the morning to go with the cocker." I didn't sleep that night. Just sat up, wait for daylight to go to the ranch to ride a horse. I was that crazy about a horse.
I've had some good horses. Irene was everything. I think sometimes she understood me talking to her. I'd compliment on doing this, compliment on doing that. And she flicked her ear at me, and I don't know, I felt like that she understood what I was talking about. She's a good cutting animal, a good roping animal, and she just was all-around animal. And she always seemed like she was willing to do what I wanted her to do and everything.
Breaking horses? Oh, I guess around 17, something like that, 17, 18. And when we started breaking each other, me and the horse started breaking each other.
And I had running horses, and they fell forward with me, foot get hung in the stirrup. They're running and kicking, running, dragging me, dragging. I'll tell you the truth, girl, dragging me, just running. They're stepping on a gopher hole and fall, you know, and get up, and my foot be hung in the stirrup. And they're just running, and here come another cowboy. He hit that horse in the shoulder and knocked me loose from him. I don't say I believe it, I'm telling you. That's true, that's a true story. Ain't no more cowboys now.
Somebody say, "I never been thrown off a horse, you never rode a horse." And so we get those calves and things like that, and we brand them or whatnot. And if they need doctoring for worms, you know, screw worms, we rope them, doctor them, had the medicine there. Everybody carried medicine in the pocket, chaps, to doctor the cattle.
You would wear chaps, you sure would. The reason of that is to protect you while working. These pockets here, normally you would carry a knife in one of them. Either if you were doctoring the calves, you would carry your medicine one. You see, like, this one has a stain on it from that worm medicine. The kicking of a calf, it would hurt, but it won't tear your clothes up like it normally. Because, see, they didn't have blue jeans like they make them today. They're most durable now than they were doing back in those days. Your khaki trousers, they were a lot thinner than what blue jeans are. You always wore a big straw hat, because that was practical things that you would use out there on the ranch. It was a big hat, you know. Everyone had cowboy boots, or either you have type of boot that, shoe that you would have, what do you call, a lace-up type that came up to the calf of your leg to protect you while you were riding.
I love ranching. I was a good cowhand. I used to lead the cattle, you know, like have a herd of cattle. I'd be in the lead of the cattle, leading them like that thing. We'd be getting close to dinner time. They'd tell me, say, Jesse, call the cattle, say, getting close to dinner, and my belly gone to head. So I just go to calling the cattle, you know, like, come on, cattle, let's go home now. It's time for us to eat almost. Go to calling them like that, and then the cattle get to walking, just walk right on with us.
Well, you have to talk to them. You talk to them cattle like you do a person. You got to ho, 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 and you calm them down. It look funny. And just like you leading them, and you let them out of the pasture, you're going to take them or nothing, you get there and you talk to them and say, ho, 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 and they, woo, 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 woo. And I'll get your mind on when you get them settled down, them boogers get behind that hole and just walk. We take them to the pen and cut them the way they want to, some over here and some over here. Cut the heifers from the steers or bulls, to separate the bulls from the calves. And sometimes you meet them bulls where you just don't drive them bulls because these cars, because they won't go. Some of them bulls, they don't care. They pick them horses up and throw them like that. Yeah, whenever they start after you, they ain't gonna turn back. You know, them bulls are tough.
The old cows come out there and look like, I said, she's ready to fight you. See, I know what the old cow looking slobber, look like at the horns. She's ready to fight, she gonna come to you. But lots of times they come to, we step aside and catch them by the horns, you know, get right back. She's we'll be ready to flank, you know. We big cowboys, we master.
I just love that kind of work. I don't know how old I was, but I ought to do that and eat. I love that. Yeah, I love that cowboy. He'd get in a pen and we'd grab them calves, feed them all the winter, and they weigh from 600 to 700 pounds. You had to put them on the ground, throw them calves like that all day long, 300 or 400, 500, 600, throw them out. We worked everything, like bale hay, feed cattle, fix fence, you name it. We done pull corn, chop corn.
Hey, if something to do around the ranch, you do it. You don't ask any question about it. You just go ahead and do it because this is something that needs to be done. And everyone got along real well out there.
When you out there on them cattle, you feeding them guys sitting at that bank and around on the corners and behind them dusters. Well, they eating that meat you done help produce out there. You got to take care of that meat. You got to be a certain way, and they send it to the market and ship it off, and they getting fat off us. The cattle we done brought up, dipped and drenched, well, they taking it easy, and we the one had to do the dirty work.
They're not realizing, hey, that guy that gets out there and sweat for a living is making him live better than what he is today, and they fail to realize that.
Still got me working. I'm still working. And if they'd say, Maxie, we're not doing too good, we better get you out here, back out here at the range. I'd be back there so fast until they thought I was lightning. I just love the range. In other words, what makes you love a place you work at is you love the people you work with or you work for. That's it.
It's in my blood. That's all I was done when I was young. That's all I was done. Yeah. Yes, Lord. These boys, they don't know about no cowboy. They ain't no cowboy. They wear cars and helicopters, all that kind of stuff.
It's bred in me to be a cowboy. My father was a cowboy, and all my uncles and everything. They was big ranch hands and everything. And I just like to be around cattle.
It ain't no more of us, I can tell you that. Every day now, one of them kicking the bucket, so It ain't too many of us left. Mighty few. I think we the last crop.
Time
Time done made a change. Time done made a change.
Oh Lord,
Time done made a change. Oh, time done made a change.
oh, the deacon don't pray like he used to pray.
Time done made a change.
Deacon
Don't pray like you used to pray.
Oh,
Time done made a change.
oh Lord,
Time don't pray like you used to pray. Time has made a change. Oh, time has made a change.
that's enough of that.